Hi, I'm Matt Simon, Senior Analyst at TABB Group. I'm here with Director of Research, Adam Sussman. He's out with a new report today called The Death of a SEF, the Coroner's Report. Pretty strongly worded title, Adam. What exactly are we getting at there?
Well, when I was coming up with the title, the first thing that crossed my mind is how can something die that doesn't actually exist yet? You know, it's been over 2 years since Dodd-Frank passed, since the birth of the SEF as a concept occurred, and yet, no SEFs.
Well, there's 26 firms that are supposedly working on creating swap execution facilities.
Sure, there's a lot of firms that are, aspirationally SEFs, and yet the regulation required, or the rulemaking required for SEFs to actually go live has not yet occurred, and that's kind of part of the point of the report is that, while the CFTC has been trying to come up with a framework for what SEFs are, guess what? Exchanges are already moving forward trying to figure out what the new world's going to look like and how they can benefit from it.
So in this new world versus old world, if we're talking about dead on arrival for all these 26 swap execution facilities, what do you suggest, or what is some of the alternatives in this new world versus what we've been seeing in the old world?
So let's go and think about what this new world is going to look like, in my opinion. So I think there's going to be more transparency. I think that you are going to be able to trade swaps on an exchange or exchange-like facility with all of the mechanisms behind it. There's going to be a separation between execution and financing. All of the things that you would associate with the traditional OTC market are going to give way, and it's going to look more like a regulated exchange-driven market.
A regulated exchange, so we're talking about the DCMs?
Right, so let's get the jargon over with, right? DCM is basically an exchange in CFTC talk, or according to the Commodity Exchange Act.
Okay.
So, the point is that, DCMs can trade swaps too. So a number of products that they can trade has been expanded. Futures, options, now swaps.
So are you suggesting that the DCM would be more of a substitute rather than a swap execution facility, and we're going to see DCMs actually do well?
So what I'm saying is that the market's either going to shift or it's going to go away. It's either going to become more transparent. It's going to the separation of execution financing, those themes, right? If those things don't happen, then I think the swaps market is going to suffer for it. If it does happen, that tends to benefit the DCM model. And so I'm not saying these 26 firms, aspirational SEFs, are not going to do any business. What I'm saying is that if the market does shift towards something that looks more exchange-like, well, then they almost might as well be DCMs.
Right. And so what's kind of the timeline for this, or how long is this going to take?
Oh, well, an exchange can trade a swap today if it wants.
Okay. And why just overall the death of a SEF?
Well, I guess what I'm saying is that it's kind of like a heads I win if you're a DCM, and tails everyone else loses scenario where, unless the market does shift and become more exchange-like, if that doesn't occur, then the market's is gonna go away. And if it does, well, then that benefits those facilities that either are DCMs or might as well be DCMs.
Well, you might want to check out this report. It's surely to be highly debated. I'm Matt Simon, Senior Analyst at TABB Group. Adam Sussman, the writer and author of the report. And thanks for joining us today.